What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're headed into the Sunshine Cup, where I'm going to try out a Magcargo team in the Go Battle League. I feel like Magcargo is always one of those kind of underrated picks. It's really bad defensively. Rock and Fire is one of the worst defensive typings in the game, but with that said, it has a lot of bulk for a Fire type. You have Incinerate as a fast move, a very good fast attack. You have Rock Tomb, which is, as we all know, a very strong Rock type charge attack that always guarantees an attack drop against your opponent. And I'm actually going to try out Heat Wave myself on this Pokemon. Heat Wave is the cheapest attack it learns. It's actually a little bit cheaper than Rock Tomb, although I'm going to be honest, today I would have much rather had Overheat a lot of the time, so maybe run Overheat if you're going to try out this team, but either way, it still worked out quite well. I think Magcargo is such a strong Pokemon in this meta. Real quick though, before we get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit and I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into the battles and see what Magcargo can do. First game of the Sunshine Cup. Magcargo up against a Rangaroom. Okay. I guess I don't really have a real way to deal with Psychic types on my team, at least not like super effectively. But what I do have, uh-oh, Seismitoad, that's a little scary. I don't necessarily need switch advantage right now. I wouldn't mind it, but I know I'm not going to get it, so I think I have to just play this out in a way where I just try to whittle this down as much as I can. But that is an annoying Pokemon to see here, mainly because Icy Winds are going to be not only super effective here, but since they're up energy, they can outpace me, and they can make it so at this point, they can just put me into a spot here where I can never knock them out. And if I do shield this up, honestly, I don't like the idea of that either. I think I'm going to let this go. I don't know what's in the back line right now. It could just be a second Mudboy. And if that's the case, that could be pretty bad for us. I'm going to try to Water Gun down. Water Gun has a lot more fast food pressure here than a move like Mudshot would have. So we actually do get the full farm down. A Rankaroo likely comes back in. But we'll see what ends up getting brought in here against my Magcargo. Okay, well, that is not an answer at all. That's a Shadow Blaziken. And, like, sure, I guess that's not ideal for me, because it does have Aurus here, but they're not on counter, right? They're on Ember. No fast move pressure against us whatsoever. And Rock Tomb here, as well as even just Incinerates, are doing kind of an insane amount of damage. So, that's not bad for us, I don't think. I'm going to shield this up. I'm going to try my best to keep my Magcargo in play for just a second longer this game. And I think they're going to have to throw some energy here pretty soon to make sure they can knock us out. In fact, this is going to be so weird. They're -2. Does an Aurus here knock us out from this range? I don't even know. I'm going to be interested to find out, though. I think I'm going to let this move through him. It could be a bad play. I'm going to go for the no-shield here, though. If I survive this, that is huge. It's -2. Oh my goodness, I technically live that. Not well, but I do live. And I know that a Rankaroo here could almost certainly have access to a Trailblaze on their moveset, so I'm not going to stay in. Although, man, that's -2, by the way. That does so much damage. I don't know. Maybe I should have double Aqua Tailed here. I'm going for this Stone Edge for some reason. I think I might be misplaying this game as hard as I can. We're trying to lose this one. We'll see. Can I get my next move off? I should get the Aqua Tail here. And as long as I don't get Ember down in one, I should be fine. Double Aqua Tail. I should have at least Aqua Tailed first, no matter what there, and gone for the Stone Edge if I needed to. Anyway, we'll see. Come on, please tell me I can Water Gun down this Blaziken. I can. Okay, well, that was a game. That was insane. All right. Oh my goodness. Next opponent, Final Boss AJ. Very good run this last weekend. Oh, geez. At the North American Internationals. With that said, that is an absolutely terrible lead matchup here. I'm going to swap into Fearow, and we see a Colossal come in. Interesting. This is like, what, Flame Charge, and Rock Slide, right? I have Drill Run, which is a very spammy attack here, but I'm not quite sure if this would one-shot him. We'll see. That does so much damage. Okay. Can I ever peck this down now? I need to try to. 6. It's probably a Flame Charge coming through here, but that's fine either way, because I do want to shield this up. I want to win switch if I can. 8. 9. I don't know what's going to be in the back line, though. Like, how much do I need switch? There's always a chance there's just a second Magcargo answer back there, and I wouldn't love that. Oh, I get his shield off that, okay. They had another move, I'm pretty sure. Trying to go for good timing there might cost our opponent a little bit. What's going to come in? I don't really have, like, a hard Whiscash answer, honestly, so we'll see what comes in. I'm actually so happy it's the Whiscash that comes back in here. Okay. They catch on Talonflame. Well, you know what I have that resists everything Talonflame can do? It's called Magcargo, right? Oh, and that's on Peck. Wait a second, what is happening right now? I'm so confused. I think we're in a really good spot, because, I mean, not only can I survive whatever this Talonflame throws into me right now, but I should be able to also just go for a Rock Tomb into that Whiscash, potentially. I have my Quagsire, I have a Fearow as well, that's outside of Mudshot downrange. This game, I'm pretty sure at this point, is over. But, you know, we'll figure it out shortly if that's true or not. I should survive whatever they throw. Even a Brave Bird's not going to knock us out. I resist that. I'm a Rock type. Lime, yeah, that does very little damage. I'm going to go for the CMP here. And it looks like this is probably on a Brave Bird, right? But I should survive this still. Oh, just a Rock Tomb. Okay. But yeah, we have our Fearow very much around in the backline. We have our Shadow Quagsire as well. That hasn't even seen the battle just yet. We'll see if we need to use it or not. I think, honestly, I could just bring back in Fearow here and get a lot of fast food pressure as well as a Drill Peck off. I don't know. Do 5 Mudshots knock us out from here? It's not the strongest move in the game, but I am very low on HP right now. So if they can't farm us down, that would be probably the scariest thing that could happen. But even if they can, it looks like I've done so much here with Fearow. I'm actually a little bit surprised that we did get knocked out there by that. That is so sad. I'll bring in Magcargo on the off chance one Incinerate knocks him out, and we don't need to use our Quagsire this game. But we'll find out shortly, right? Mud Bomb gets a shield. No! I have to show my third Pokemon. This is incredibly tragic. But it looks like our Quagsire should pretty easily close out this game. Big Mud Bomb. That would probably one-shot me from full HP, so a little bit of overkill there, but down goes the Whiscash. GG's. All right, Magcargo up against, oh my goodness, not another one of these. A Shadow Quagsire. A lot of Mud Boys so far. We'll see if they're on Water Gun or not, though. If they're on Mudshot, then my Fearow resists the fast move, but they could be on Stone Edge, which would be a little bit scary if that's the case. All right, they're at 7. They're at least going to bait a Stone Edge, potentially. Which, if they do go for a Stone Edge, that would, in fact, one-shot us. I don't want to get knocked out, especially this early on in the matchup, but also, do they fully send? They're at 8. I don't know. What do I do? I'm going to let this go. Okay, we call it. They're at 4. That still is a lot, but at least now I'm in a spot here where I know my Fearow is going to get a lot more done this game than if we just got instantly deleted. All right, they're dry. And at this point, my peck damage is putting them into a range. Oh, Pidgeot comes in. Can I ever switch out? I think I can, right? Yeah, okay, we can bank like 2 Drill Pecks there. And then Magcargo should be really good at walling off this energy. They could be on Twister, which would be neutral into us, but if they're on Brave Bird Air Cutter, this is not looking great for them. Okay, Air Cutter comes through. Okay. I'm just going to Rock Tomb here. It might be a bad play to Rock Tomb this early, but, I mean, I don't want to take a Brave Bird right now if I can help it because, or, like, I also don't want them to swap out. So I'm going to just full send right there. Okay. Honestly, I'm going to shield this up. I want to switch out, but I know I can't just yet. But if I save my Magcargo a little bit, maybe I'm in a good spot. This is not enough energy to be an overheat, but maybe they don't know that. We'll see. Rock Tomb gets a no-shield, but I have back-to-back Drill Pecks here, so I'm going to throw the first. They are going to be able to potentially shield this if they want to, but I have another attack ready to go if they do. They let it go. Okay, what comes in? What is this? Ember. Ninetales. Is this good? You'd think it might be, but I'm actually kind of scared. What kind of Ninetales is this? Shadow? Uh-oh. Okay, well, I might just lose this game if Energy Ball knocks us out from this range. I don't know. Do we survive this? I know I get one shot on my other guy. We'll see. Energy Ball hurts. Please survive the Embers. Oh, Magcargo, please! No! We're just gonna get one shot with our Mud Boy. How is it that a fire type in the back line is like the worst thing I could see there? That's so tragic. Alright, well, we've learned that our Quagsire is not exactly the fire type counter that we want it to be. But I would imagine our rock type does do well into this. What if they're on Rock Blast, though? Just imagine that. They're staying in, at least they did for a second here. Okay, Furret, I think I'm fine seeing this, actually. Because the thing is, I'm really not scared of 2 cannon in the slightest if shields go down. Or if I get a shield advantage, that is. So I'm just going to go for the Rock Tomb. It could be an overheat, and they do shield it. Okay, that is huge, because no matter what happens now, they're going to be down to shield this game. Even with a Brick Break coming through right now, their attack has been debuffed. It's not going to be that scary for us to see. And yeah, it is actually on Brick Break, so Quagsire wouldn't be the worst into this. But I'll go for another Rock Tomb here. Lower their attack stat one more time. And I guess we'll see if we get the shield again, or if they let it go. They do let it go, all right. I'm gonna go for the Incinerate here. It doesn't quite knock him out, but it does do a lot of damage. I'm gonna let this go. I could shield this up, but I feel like shielding that might be a bit of a misplay, because by shielding that move, I'm gonna be in a spot where then if that Toucannon gets an energy lead against us in the backline, that could be kind of scary. But now we're in a spot where no matter what, I'm always gonna outpace the Toucannon, and I should always be able to get a second shield from them. Oh wait, I'm wrong. They did a peck before switching out, which means it's a CMP, but even still, I should always be able to neutralize this Pokemon, and that is good. Do we get a shield here? I would imagine we do, but there's always a chance they let it go. If they do shield this up, I'm going to switch, which you might think is a little bit of a crazy play, but I think I can just, like, one-shield Water Gun down. Okay, Cradilly comes in. All right, well, I think the play here is actually going to be a little counterintuitive, but I'm just going to sacrifice my Quagsire. I'm going to force them to go for a Grass Knot against us. And if they do that, then we should be in a good spot. Because I don't want to shield a Rock Tomb. Shielding a Rock Tomb right now would be the way to instantly lose this. Although, this is opening up a debuff into my Fearow. They have another move now. But that Toucannon is not necessarily a bulky Pokemon, right? So as long as we land a Drill Peck into them, that should knock them out. Even with a debuff. Okay. Wow, they catch? Okay. Good catch by them, potentially. I wish I could have knocked out the Cradilly, but I don't want to undercharge this at all. I want to guarantee as much damage as I can here. Okay. I'm one away. I think they're also one away on Cradilly. So we just get the move off, and we get the win. That right there is a dicier game than it could have been, but I think playing around, making sure that they had to go for Grass Knot into Quagsire, made sure no bait shenanigans would happen there where I just lose the endgame, so we'll take it. GG's. Next opponent, let's see if we can pull off the 4-1 set here. Magcargo into Piloswine. That's got to be a pretty good lead for us, but they could have, like, High Horsepower or Stone Edge later on that, if they do get shields down, could be a little bit scary, but they're actually just staying in here, which I am very much interested in. And they give us a lot of energy here by going for 8 and throwing a move. They could have thrown a slightly better timing, but that almost certainly means this is a High Horsepower. So yeah, we do shield that up. And what the heck, dude? They come in a Blaziken. I don't know what's happening right now, but okay, I don't want to use the word unlosable too freely, but this is looking as close to like an unlosable game as it ever gets. I should get both shields here with my Rock Tombs. I've put that Piloswine down so low at this point, and my Quagsire should just be able to come in here, survive a move, and set up my backline. I do think that will get a second attack off, like 2 Foresters, that is. But by coming in here, I don't let them go for Blast Burns against my Fearow, and I force all of their energy out of them. I could shield this up, but they've already been ABA weak to Water-type damage, and I feel like Fearow and Magcargo together are such a good core up a shield with only like one Pokemon in the backline that just investing in this is the right play. Just in case there is like a Cradilly in the back, I'd rather have a shield for that. And we'll come in Fearow here. Like, what? What if there's a Cradilly? What if? You know, I know that's like a big, question mark. I'm very glad that we have this shield left over. We also have enough energy lead to outpace this Pokemon. I guess we would anyway, right? But we don't give them any energy lead here. So at this point, we can just go for the Drill Pecks, guarantee the knockout, and then we should close out this game with our Magcargo. Or maybe even just our Fearow can. Big Rock Tomb. And we'll Drill Peck before they can get another Rock Tomb off, just to make sure that we don't end up throwing this game too hard. This should knock him out here despite the debuff. Piloswine is still around, but they're really low on HP, same with that Blaziken, so we'll see what they bring in. It's almost certainly the Pylo, but I don't think there's much they can do. Even if they did knock me out here, I still have a very healthy Magcargo, and they're like 5 away, I believe, from a attack, so yeah, we farm them down. Blaziken's gonna follow very shortly after, and I guess that is just a Fearow sweep. Alright, next opponent. We will see. Magcargo into Cradilly. A lot of Cradillys right now. I don't know why, but it's fine. We have a lot of neutral damage into them. But they also have some super effective damage into us with Rock Tomb. So, we'll see how this plays out. But I think because of the pacing here, if I shield the first one, I just get 2 Rock Tombs off before they get a second Rock Tomb into us. So I can always guarantee that we take less damage here than they might want us to take in the end. First Rock Tomb coming through. It could be an overheat, right? Maybe they shield it up. They do shield, although it wasn't an overheat, so maybe they feel a little bit silly about that one. They have a second Rock Tomb ready to go. And this right here should put them into a range where my backline's a lot less scared of it. Rock Tomb gets them down to about half their current HP. And alright, I would love to be able to knock this out here with Incinerates, but I know I'd have to go down 2 shields to do that. I think at this point, I'm just going to let my... Oh, okay, Quagsire comes in. I very quickly swap into my Fearow here. I kind of wonder what moveset you run on non-Shadow Quagsire in this meta. They're at 7 right now. I'm going to let this go. They go for a Stone Edge, so a good call by them, but I do survive it. And we'll see if I can survive the Mud Shots to get another attack off. If I can, that is big. If I can't, a little bit more awkward. They're at 4, so they have an Aqua Tail +1. Okay, at least we land the move. Ah, that's not great. They get the perfect farm down against us there. I can come in Quagsire and get a Water Gun down at the very least. But I do kind of wish at this point that the game were playing out differently. Because I'm going to be chipped down so low on my Magcargo and my Quagsire at this point. Cradilly is still around for our opponent too. But at this point, if they do bring in Cradilly, I should be able to farm that thing all the way down with either my Quagsire or my Magcargo. So that could be cool. Oh. Okay, they bring this in. What do we do here? I mean, we have to bring in Magcargo, right? And hope for the best. 6. I mean, I'll shield this up. It's likely a bait because they're crazy, but I think I do have to shield right now. They actually do bait. There's, like, no reason to bait that. But, alright. I do get my Rock Tomb. Wait, is this an energy ball? Or am I crazy? No, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, wait a second. Isn't that, like, way too early? And now that they did that, they actually let me overfarm enough here to get to back-to-back attacks. That is, like, kind of helpful, actually. We knock them out here. I think the plays always just throw energy against whatever comes in. Because I don't want to take the Mud Shots if I can help it. And then I still have some Incinerates for the Cradilly later on, potentially. But I think I do have to switch out to my Quagsire here just to force energy out of them. And hope that my Magcargo is going to have enough HP in the backline here to win. I think that we survive 2 Acids, and that 1 Incinerate should knock them out. The way they win this game right now is if they can get a second move off into my Magcargo. They need to be 1 away or 2 away and get DRE. But we get the Incinerate down. Another Cradilly taken down. That is way closer than it should be. All right, next opponent. We'll see Magcargo into Dunsparce. Ugh. Don't love that. Let's switch out here. Bit of a core breaker, actually. I know that they have Drill Run, right? Oh, Fearow comes in. They must be thinking right now that they're so smart that they have a flyer for my Mudboy. But this right here is why I'm on Water Gun. Gives me a lot more consistent fast move pressure against this, which hopefully is going to put on the pressure a little bit earlier. 9. I think I survive a Drill Peck here, so I'm actually just going to let this go. I don't necessarily need Switch as much as I just want shields down this game. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright. They're actually going to just go for a full farm down here, it looks like. Which I don't think is a bad play at all on their end. They're going to 2 shield farm down, have a lot of energy for the backline. But I should be able to bring in my Fearow right now. And hopefully... What do I want to do? I'll shield once. I'll shield once for sure. This could be like a drill run that they'd throw at some point if they expect a catch, but I'm not about to, like, I don't know, try to call that, or, like, not call it and swap into my Magcargo and get one shot, so we'll let this one through. It does hurt quite a bit, but we do survive it. If they come back in Dunsparce... Okay, no, they come in Ninetales. So now we know their full team. Six. Oh, they threw on perfect timing. This is so bad. Dunsparce, no, I can't believe I'm about to lose to this thing. If I had Overheat here, I might actually have a chance, but I don't. I'm trying out Heat Wave, and that might actually cost me a little bit here. 8. Okay. Like, I should survive this attack, which is, like, maybe somewhat good. It's a non-stab drill run from a Dunstar. So yeah, I do survive. So now, what I'm going to do is actually go for the Heat Wave here. And if what I can do now is one more Incinerate, get a Heat Wave off into the Ninetales, maybe I can still win this game. Oh, but smart play by them. They actually just end up throwing energy against us. If they would have been a little bit greedier, then I could have got my move off, and I think that a Heat Wave puts them into drill run range. But now I'm pretty sure they survive. Because while it is super effective, they're still at full HP. Non-stab drill run, I don't think it's going to quite do it. Yeah. Oh, man. They have the move. Dang it. Okay. Heat Wave kind of costing us a little bit there. Although it could have come in clutch, actually. Technically, maybe. Actually, if I just had Overheat, we probably win that. I should not give credit where credit's due when it did just cost us the game. But I want to try it out. I think Heat Wave could be an interesting surprise pick. Magcargo into Canto Ninetales. That is a good lead. Energy Ball, though, probably hurts more than it should. But I do resist all the Fire-type damage here, so I'm pretty happy to see this. This is just an odd matchup that they're staying in, though. Because, like, sure, they can do damage to us with Energy Ball, but they're not going to be in a great spot no matter what here. They're almost certainly going to try to catch at some point, right? Oh! Okay. They're on Psyshock, which is even weirder. Okay, why does everyone try to go and Cradillion to me? I mean, if they're on Psyshock, doesn't that just mean my Quagsire is a hard counter to them? Or am I crazy for thinking that? I would imagine that they're not on Psyshock Energy Ball, right? I guess we'll find out. Why would you run Psyshock? I guess Psyshock is better against the other fire types that aren't Magcargo. So maybe that makes some sense. But at -2, I think I survived this Rock Tomb and get a full farm down. And I should be in a good spot now, being able to debuff or get a lot of damage into whatever else comes in. Yeah, we lived that pretty easily here. What's about to come in? If it's the Ninetales, I'm just going to Rock Tomb immediately. If it's anything else, then I could have played it by ear, maybe gone for the Heat Wave. But Rock Tomb should hurt quite a bit, no matter what. So let's see what they want to do. They let that go. They're just sacrificing Ninetales now. I can't wait for them to actually be on Energy Ball, and for me to sacrifice my Quagsire to this Pokemon. Should I even bring in Quagsire? I mean, I probably should, right? There's no way. Okay, they actually showed Weather Ball, so we don't have to worry. Okay. Abomasnow, that's a Pokemon. I mean, don't I just go for Fast Food Pressure here at this point? Yeah. I think that's the play. We just now Water Gun down. That is a very weak team to Magcargo. My Magcargo could have put in so much work here if I actually expected them not to have a single answer for it. But I mean, it still put in way too much work, right? They're at 2 attacks here, but even if they double bait us, they're not even going to get a third Weather Ball off. And they show they're not on Energy Ball on that Ninetales. So we don't even need to worry about that. Water Gun this down. And we Water Gun down the Ninetales. They don't even get to use a shield this game, I guess. Alright, what if they're on 3 moves? What if they have the Energy Ball, and Weather Ball, and Psyshock? What if that's the case? No, it is not. What a strange team. Alright, next opponent. Magcargo into Colossal. Okay, well, Battle of the Fire Rock types. I mean, they can... Well, okay, they don't outpace us, but they can, like, throw on better timing before I can. It's not really the best timing for them, though, to throw at. Why do people keep doing this to me? This is fine, though. Like, I'm so fine with this outcome. At this point, I have my Fearow I can lock in here, and then I get my Quagsire against our Colossal. Alright, I'm going to shield this up. They likely go for the Stone Edge if they have it, because at this point they want to guarantee something. They're a debuffed Quagsire. They want to get something out of this matchup, so yeah, that is what they go for. And now I can just overfarm so much energy that even that Colossal is not that big of a concern. Although they do throw an attack here that's only an Aqua Tail. Can I ever farm this down now? I might try. I mean, I could, but I'd be in a spot where I have to go down a lot more HP than I'd like, so I'll just throw this attack here, guarantee the knockout. And we'll see what comes in here. They could bring in anything. I was gonna say they could bring in the Colossal, but they don't. 2 cannon in the back, okay. 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 I think we're in a pretty good spot right now. I think they might have thought that I was going to drill run, so they had to try to no shield. But yeah, at this point, we're going to win this one. That is like almost exactly my team. That is just like the exact, like, bizarro variant. I had Water Gun Quack, they had Mudshot. I had Magcargo, they had Colossal, they had Toucannon. I had Fearum. It's kind of crazy, actually. All right, next opponent. A veteran. Uh-oh. They must be good. Munchlax? Well, actually, this does get bulldozed, doesn't it? Are they on Tackle or Lick? Oh, okay. Double comes in. I don't know what to think right now. I'm going to Rock Tomb here just because at this point, I know this is not a bulky Pokemon. They might think it's an Overheat. Okay, well, they don't. But anyway, I don't know if they're on Wild Charge or Payback. I would imagine Wild Charge in this meta, but I want to make sure before I do anything crazy. Okay, well, it is on Payback. So, good to know. We'll go for the Rock Tomb now. Actually, I think this is where a Heat Wave would have made sense, right? Either way, we have enough energy here to outpace whatever comes in to a move, likely. And in case they did shield that, it wouldn't be bad getting another debuff into them, but I don't think they would ever shield a double that low on HP. And, okay, yeah, Snorlax. Right. The double Munchlax line, I think we're in a good spot here, but honestly, Munchlax, I'm not super certain about what Munchlax does. Are they on Tackle or Lick? I don't know. And also, here's the funny thing. Is this going to do the most damage left in the game? I think it probably will. Body Slam, despite being debuffed, is from the Shadow guy here. So maybe I should have shielded that. Munchlax comes in, but I should get 2 Drill Pecks off at the very least before they get another Body Slam through him. But these tackles are kind of adding up. Munchlax is actually kind of putting in work here. But if they're letting that go, I mean, at this point, they're going to be just running out of resources here, I think. I'm going to shield this because there's a chance that if I don't shield this up, I'm just going to run out of HP this game, so I'll shield that. I'm going to go for a big undercharge here, though. I want to get some water guns on my Quagsire so I can outpace that Snorlax. They're on Lick 2, right? Oh, or if they shield it up, that's also fine. I never shield a move from Munchlax at this point. We know that Snorlax is going to do a lot more raw damage, so I can just water gun this down, Stone Edge the Snorlax, and be fine, I think. That is a very cool team, not going to lie, but not one I was really expecting to see here. Okay. They do get the Body Slam off first. Okay. I think we're still fine. I think we can just go for the Aqua Tail now. I was going to Stone Edge if I got there first. But since I don't, I might as well just double Aqua Tail. And it looks like they top lefted. That is a crazy trainer. I respect them, though. Like, you gotta respect the Snorlax Munchlax core. Alright, next opponent. Magcargo into Clodsire. I guess it's not great for Magcargo. I'll switch into Fearum. I have Drill Run, right? I can outpace basically anything to that. Actually bring in their own Fearow here, which I feel like is not the best answer to a Fearow up energy. Just because at this point, I can always guarantee that I flip Switch Advantage. And if I do that, then hopefully my Magcargo avoids the Clodsire, my Quagsire gets on the Clodsire, and then maybe we win? I don't know, that'd be kind of cool. With that said, I don't know if they're going to be in range here where I can knock them out with the Drill Peck just yet. They might get both of my shields first. But if they do shield this up, I'm in a good spot, like a really good spot. If they no-shield, I think that's their best play. Because if they no-shield this at this point, they could at least leverage a shield advantage against me. Yeah, smart idea on their part. I could have attempted a CMP, but that could be even more risky. I'm not sure if I'd win that. But I can still just shield this up, farm down, and guarantee a lot of damage into whatever wants to come in here. Probably the Clodsire, honestly. They probably wouldn't want to bring in their third Pokemon at this point, but depending on what that is, I guess we'll see. Yeah. We'll go for the drill run here. I'm going to overfarm by 1 just to try to throw them off on their counts a little bit. If they don't know that I'm 4 away from the next move, they might try to get a little bit greedy and overfarm here. We'll see what moveset they're on as well. Yeah, they do get greedy. That is huge. We got the CMP on the drill run. Now, this should be enough to knock him out at this point. And if we get a shield here, then I'm in a really good spot in the backline. If a no-shield happens, I guess we'll see what's in the backline. They actually do shield that up. I mean, Quagsire and Magcargo, that is such a good duo, right? Is there Like, really anything at this point that would be such a problem that I couldn't somehow deal with it? Guess we'll find out. They can Earthquake us, I guess. And, like, if they Earthquake us, that could hurt. Okay. I guess we'll just go for this. I wanted the Stone Edge so bad. Unfortunately, we were just a little bit too slow on our Quagsire, but it doesn't really matter at this point. We are going to force a Beak Blast out of this 2-cannon, and by the time they get there, they're going to be in Water Gun downrange once again. And then I think that my Quagsire should just win the game. All right, well, 2-cannon, definitely not the worst Pokemon to see. I can see, though, why they did switch in Fearow into my own Fearow. Because, like, honestly, what were they supposed to do there? They're in a pretty awkward spot, no matter what. Yeah, GG's. All right, that was an interesting team. Very weak to Piloswine. Nice, that's a 5-0. Wait, that's Veteran. Hold on. I think that is a 5-0 to Veteran, isn't it? Yeah, 24-48 to 25-20. Let's go. All right. I guess Magcargo's actually got what it takes here. I mean, this team worked out pretty well. I didn't expect to hit Veteran, saying I started the day at like 2350s, but I climbed over 150 points here to reach Veteran here. I think that Magcargo, honestly, is a pretty underrated Pokemon, even in Open Great League. Its defensive typing is not the best, but its bulk and its utility are so strong, so give it a go if you have one. But yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.